の主人公だったレオン。
In Resident Evil 6, we have 3 main protagonists, and of course, each of these protagonists has their own story. So let me run down for you who they are. First one is Leon. Everyone knows who Leon S. Kennedy is. And he's paired up with a new character, Helena Harper. And what happens is, at the start of the story, the President of the United States has been turned into a zombie. And he and Helena have to figure out how this happened and how to stop it. Chris, on the other hand, he's still a member of the BSAA. In fact, he's leading a team of BSAA operatives in China on a mission there to stop bioterrorist attack. Along with Chris is a character called Piers Nivens. He's a younger member of the BSAA, but a very astute and a good member, elite member of the team. And then, of course, we have our new character, Wesker's son. This is Jake Muller. Jake Muller is a mercenary. He works for money, fights in wars for money, and something happens to the other mercenaries where they start acting strange. And at that exact same time, he runs into Sherry Birkin, who is, you might remember from Resident Evil 2. And Sherry tells Jake, I need you to come with me, I need you to help me save the world. So Jake and Sherry are trying to escape, and they're being chased by this creature as they try to escape. What we decided to do is we tried to make it that each character has a story that stands on their own. So for example, if you choose Leon or Helena, you can play that story from start to end, and that'll stand on its own. If you want to play Jake's story, you can play that, and that will stand on its own. But as we mentioned, there is a common stage in the fact that we have China as one of the main stages in this game. So the timeline for these 3 stories and some of the places that they occur in will overlap. So there'll be some degree of interaction there, some degree of the characters facing similar situations or being in the same place at the same time. So all the characters have their own story that you can play on its own, but you will see a connection that unifies them all as well.
今回久々にナンバリングでゾンビを出そう。
In Resident Evil 6, we're introducing a new virus called the C virus. In previous games, we had the T virus and the G virus, but this time we wanted to introduce a new virus because we wanted to bring back zombies to the Resident Evil franchise, at least the numbered versions of the game. When you had the T virus, it affected zombies in a way. It made them kind of dull. They're not intelligent at all. And we wanted to try and evolve the zombies from what we've had in previous games. This is a new Resident Evil game, so everyone's probably wondering, what are we doing about the control scheme in the game? And are we changing it up? Yes, we are changing it up. For example, now you're going to be able to move and shoot at the same time. There's also other things you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to jump out of the way of enemy attacks. You can slide and attack. You can move backwards while you're on your back. There's all these different ways you're going to be able to control the characters in the game. And that opens us up to new depictions of action in the game, new storytelling elements that we can add to that. So some people might say, oh, you're trying to make the controls better because they weren't as good in the past games. And that's not necessarily true. We're always looking for new ways to develop the characters and the way you play the game. So by adding new control schemes, it opens up the way we can tell our story in this game. So the game is Resident Evil 6. That'll be out this year on October 2nd. It will be available on PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. And then following its release on those platforms, you'll have it on the PC as well.
Resident Evil 6.